It's been 5 years since COVID happened. I was scrolling through Instagram a few minutes ago, and then I came across the 2020 was a fever dream era, or like, these kind of videos, like nostalgia videos for 2020. And that made me think, like, wow. Um, I remember 2020 for me. I used to think it was the worst time ever. The first month of COVID felt great, like having no school at all. That was amazing. And then it became 2 months, and then 3 months, and then four, and then five, and then I was like, Jesus, okay, this is kind of getting boring, especially with the lockdown that happened. Um, so based on that, I want to make a quick video. I have my notebook here of like things that happened during COVID, and instead of listing off some like ChatGPT, Instagram, YouTube video, like list of things that happened, I want to share some things that I experienced personally, and also some of my experiences with those. I don't know, to make it relatable for anyone watching out there. Okay, so starting off, everyone baked. Everyone baked. Everyone tried cooking, but it was baking mostly. My mom started like making new recipes, and they were all amazing. But it's just things that she's never done before, and things she's never done since. And I liked it. Like it brought the family together in a sense that nobody could leave. We had nobody but each other that time. So we all like got together, we sat, and I don't know, I like that. I like that time. Played board games as well. It's something we haven't really had not the privilege, but something we've never had the time to do anymore. And we didn't have time to do it before that too. So I guess in a way, COVID did help with that part. And then obviously everything was Zoom. I was finishing my high school back then, 5 years ago. That's just crazy to think about, 5 years ago. I remember when I was in high school, I was like, I can't wait to go to study abroad. That's where I am. I'm studying abroad right now. Um, and I don't know, it's insane to think about that. It's been 5 years since I've been doing this. And these 5 years have been more than my past 18 years, right? Uh, it's been good, it's been bad. Um, I think personally for me, it's been, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it's been more bad. Anyways, this is not trauma dump. So I used to play Zoom. I used to play while Zooming to classes. I was that type of student who was like, no, you shouldn't play. You should listen to the class. But then it just got boring for a while, and I was too good at it. Um, yeah, I was a model student. Look at me now. But yeah, that was something fun, like having a laptop and then having some kind of human interaction other than outside your family. I think that was much, well, not much needed, but that was a good change of pace. Um, I remember there was a trend, everyone went bald for some reason. Why was that a thing? I went bald. I've never went bald before. In fact, I don't really cut my hair that often. Like I cut it like 4 times a year, ish. Um, but why did everyone go bald? I guess because we wanted a change, right? We wanted something to happen, and that's what really made COVID feel different. Everything was different. Everything. Everyone wanted to try new things. If you realize, everyone went bald for a change. Some people that me and my brother at the same time went bald, and my dad. We've never been bald before. Baking as well. Nobody has like. No, I feel like a lot of people haven't baked, but then when COVID hit, everyone baked. Um, what else? the Zoom classes. I guess that they were a thing, but like yeah, like the whole idea was people wanted to do something different, and that's I think why what makes COVID um, like a great time. Honestly, I know. Like hindsight, it's 2020, and then we can say it's been a good time because this, and this. But live in the moment, you never realize you're like in a good time, right? Relatively to what you are in now. Um, and I'm not just talking about like some people's lives have went to shit after COVID. I'm talking just generally. People have good lives, and they say COVID was pretty good. Like they missed that COVID era. Um, Among Us was a pretty good thing as well. I told you I'm studying abroad. I came to Calgary at first, Ottawa, Calgary, Canada, and it's in Alberta. Um, I met friends there, obviously. It was COVID time. There wasn't lockdown when I went because I went in 2021, like a bit early 2021. Lockdown was not in effect, but you had to wear masks everywhere. That was one big thing as well. The masks, I hated them, especially in the cold. Like the glasses would fog up. You gotta like adjust the masks and stuff. But I digress. Uh, Among Us was good because we sat together with our group of friends, and yeah, Among Us, like we would just play for hours, and that was fun. Again, what makes it nostalgic is that Among Us was never touched after that. I think the last time I played Among Us was 2022, maybe, and that was 3 years ago. Which again, I have to emphasize, like 3 years ago, 2022. Oh no, 2023. I was at my lowest in life. It felt like, um, and during that time, I was like, I don't know how I can take a year more. I don't even know how I could take 6 months more. And now I'm in 2025, and it gets easier. I don't think it gets easier because it gets easier. I think it gets easier because you just adapt to a situation, because you can only be sad and nostalgic for a time, uh, for so long that you'll just get like bored of yourself, of thinking about that, of being sad, of being in the same constant way that you're in. So yeah, what a wild events that have happened in the past 5 years. Anyways, Squid Games was a pretty good one. Back then, it wasn't the popular show that it is now, or that it would have been like months after its release. I remember it was popular, but it wasn't talked about so much because it was still coming out. It was still out. I don't remember if it was week by week or it just came out all at once. I watched it when everything was out, um, and season one, like just the time. By then, COVID, or like the lockdown lifted. I moved out of Calgary and went to Ottawa, which is in Ontario. It's right next to Montreal. Um, and that was fun. Watching Squid Games with my friend. He's not in Canada anymore. He left. But like again, like it feels like some events happened like perfectly timed. It happened in such a perfect time and way that you feel like you're in a movie. You feel like it had to happen for you to move on to the next chapter, or move on to the next act, or move on to the sequel of the movie, because it's way too perfectly planned for it not to. Another thing as well is vaccines, and let me tell you, oh man, I could talk about each one of these topics for hours, absolute hours. But I want to make this video short and nice. Vaccines, I had them in Calgary before I moved out, and that was an experience because I had to go alone. And for context, I was an extreme introvert back home. I couldn't I couldn't even talk to people alone. I had to have someone with me. But when you move outside, when you're studying abroad, you're forced to do stuff on your own. You're forced to be independent, especially when you move out alone without like a brother or a parent or anyone you know. So yeah, it was like a big center place. You had to go. It's a huge line, but it moves fast because you just get like a needle shot and you go. Um, and I don't know, like again, back then I was like, this is whatever. This is such a burden for me. But now looking back at the time, especially like the whole Calgary period for me, which was when I first arrived at Canada, it was my first time traveling alone. It was my first time being alone because everything I did was with my parents or with friends. I've never done anything alone before that. So it was such a surreal time, such a huge change. Like me now and me 5 years ago. I know everyone says that, but honestly, it's such a night and day difference. Um, and now looking back at it, like the walk to the center and the walk back, wow. Like again, some things are too perfect for it to just be chance. I feel like because me back home, I never even left to walk outside my home alone, let alone just walk in a foreign city to a random place that I've never went to before, alone. Um, I liked it, obviously, or not obviously. You'd think that because I'm an introvert, I wouldn't like it, but I loved it, and I am who I am today because of those experiences. Um, so yeah, as I mentioned, I was in high school 5 years ago, and I still remember that the news we got when COVID happened. I was supposed to have an exam the week that COVID happened. Actually, like exactly the week it was supposed to happen, but the exam got postponed because of COVID. They gave us like a week of break. That week extended to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then became a month, and then became like a global thing. Um, and yeah, like perfectly timed. I never took that exam. Um, yeah. Um, as I mentioned, Calgary. Um, I liked going outside my home, even though this was my first time and I was alone. But I knew that I this is the change I needed in my life. I just want to feel self worth and have some value in myself. Um, I'm not feeling the best. No, not gonna lie. But back then, 5 years ago, it made me feel something about myself. It made me feel that I could be more. I had a lot of things to do. There was something to look forward to, you know. And this is the most important thing about everything in life, is that you look forward to something. And I feel like this is why we do things in life, like get a job, like get married, have kids. We're only doing this to stall the fact that we're eventually going to be alone and we're eventually going to die. So everything we do is just stalling. Um, um, like if you think about it, why do we do anything in life? You know, um, to me, I I I just want a purpose. Like feeling directionless is honestly the worst feeling any human can feel, uh, emotionally, of course, because you just lose the will to do anything when you don't have a purpose, a direction, a reason for anything. And I think that's a big part of why we do what we do as humans, why we take a job, why we have kids, or want to get married, or look for a partner in life, or play, or the desire to be seen. So, yeah. Um, what else? Moving out of Calgary also happened during that time. It happened in 2021 as well, in September as well. So that was a fun time. I got to have an amazing experience at Calgary. It was short, but it was great. I loved it. Ottawa is even better than Calgary, in the sense of the experiences that I've had, because I had to move out. I had to manage my furniture. Um, so that was an experience that was good to learn and have. Uh, but somewhere along the line between now and 5 years ago, precisely 2023, um, around February ish, um, I just lost the will to do anything, honestly. And I think for 3 months, I know this word gets thrown a lot, but I think I had actual clinical depression, because for 3 months I didn't smile, I barely talked. When I did smile, it was like extremely rare, and it was weird for my friends to see because they've gotten used to me not smiling and not having fun, for these 3 months. So, uh, yeah, it was a hard time for me. It took a big hit on my GPA. It got better in 2024, last year, and now we're in 2025, and it's looking like I'm declining again, just like I did. And again, this is all the need to have a direction, the need to have a purpose. This is a subject for maybe another video, but yeah, man, 5 years ago, honestly, COVID felt like a fever dream. That whole 2 year period just felt different. I can't quite put what it was like, why it was so different. Because I think of times of like 2016, 2019, and they were nostalgic, but they didn't feel quite the same as COVID in the sense of it feeling like a fever dream. But anyways, I digress. This is maybe a subject for another video. But yeah, as I said, I just wanted to talk about COVID and how it's been 5 years since COVID. I hope this experience helped, not helped, but I hope this experience makes someone out there think of what they've done in the past 5 years, how their life have been ever since. Has it been an uphill? Has it been a downhill? Has it been just relatively stable? And yeah, that's all I have to say for today.